This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E. Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers shows as well. But today, the Giants dropped their third and final game of this three-game series against the Kansas City Royals, falling 8-4 at Oracle Park. And Logan Webb struggled mightily today. It was his worst start of the 2025 season, lasted just 4 innings and gave up 10 hits. Very un-Logan Webb-like. And of the 6 runs that scored while he was on the mound, only 3 were scored as earned runs. The Giants defense was not very good today. And this is just the third series loss at home for the Giants this season, but the second of this one homestand. The Giants today 0-for-7 with runners in scoring position and left 10 on base. That is, I mean, it's got to be better than that if you want to pick up your ace. And Giants just could not get it done at the dish today. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed, and make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy Ben Kaspick always does a great job. And this one, the start of this game, that first inning was an indicator of how the rest of this game was going to go for Logan Webb. I mean, the first 3 batters that he faced, 3 consecutive singles to start the game, gave the Royals a 1-0 lead. Those first 2 hits, though, seeing eye singles, he was all right. Going through one, Pistachios had the only hit that actually was lifted into the outfield of that bunch of 3. And then he struck out the next 3 batters, gave the Royals a 1-0 lead to start it off. Then in the bottom of the first inning, the Giants got a couple runners on, but stranded both of them. And again, this first inning, a microcosm of this game, but a very good indicator of how the rest of this game would go, both for Logan Webb and the Giants offense. They just stranded runners left and right all day long at the on offense and could not get that big hit at the dish to drive anyone in today. And Logan Webb just kept getting touched up. He did not give up a ton of extra base hits in this one, but he did give up a lot of hard contact. Webby was just not on his game today. He was leaving that sinker up in the zone, and it was getting hammered. The average exit velo on that sinker, 96.1 miles an hour. I mean, just not very Logan Webb-like. It's not what we're used to seeing from him, and it was just not the best day for Webby. This is not what we've seen all season long from him. He's been very consistent, and I had a feeling that he was going to come out here and shove today. I mean, it was perfectly set up for the Giants to win this series on a getaway day. It's a beautiful day out here in San Francisco, and Logan Webb usually pitches pretty well at home, especially when he knows that, you kind of don't got to win this series. This isn't a must-win game. No game in May is a must-win game, but it would have been really nice to end this series and this homestand on a more positive note. Instead, you could have gone 2 series wins in 1 series loss. Instead, it's 2 series losses and 1 series win. And the Giants end up getting a 5-4 record on this homestand because they did sweep the A's. But 6-3 would have just felt better. And it's not the end of the world. Like I said, Giants get an off day tomorrow before they hit the road for a 9-game road trip, starting with Washington first up on Friday. But it just would have been nice for the Giants to pick up this win. In that second inning, started off the same as the first. 2 more singles, back-to-back singles for the Royals. First one, again, another seeing eye single. So if you're counting, that's 3 of the first 4 hits that he gave up today, seeing eye singles. And then Garcia comes up, gets his second hit of the day. It's an RBI, and he has been the Royals' best hitter in this series. I mean, this guy was doing everything for the Royals. He had 6 hits in this series, had a couple RBIs today, scored a run. I mean, this guy was just doing a little bit of everything at the top of the order for the Royals. He has been very, very, very good in this 3-game set. But the Giants need to figure out a way to get some outs in these situations. Overall, the Royals picked up 16 hits in this game today, and it was just too much. Bobby Witt added a sac fly in that inning to give the Royals a 3-0 lead. And then in the bottom of the second, Giants get a couple runners on base, strand them both again. So it just was not going very well. All of the Giants' runs today come by way of home runs, which is not usually what you see from this lineup. Chapman was the first one to knock one out of the park in that bottom of the third inning, and it cut the lead to just 3-1. And it was nice to see Chapman kind of get a hold of that one. 106.7 off the bat, 9th of the season. Goes over the left field wall right by the Chevron cars, and he mashed a slider that was middle in right above the thigh, just a hanging slider right there. And I'm glad to see Chapman jump all over a pitch like that. Maybe the off day was helping him see things a little bit better, but still just 1 for 4 on the day. Did get a walk, so he was on base twice. But Chapman needs to get going for this Giants lineup to be as effective as it should be. I mean, you can't have only parts of this order working at one time, because it just does not have the same oomph when guys like Matt Chapman, when guys like Willy Adames aren't performing. Willy Adames, by the way, 0-for-5 today with 2 strikeouts. He has just been so up and down. I thought he was going to really turn a corner after he kind of adjusted that swing with that smaller step. But again, 0-for-5, 2 Ks is not looking like he's like that adjustment is still working out. And to my eyes, it kind of looks like that big step is starting to come back a little bit. He had shortened it up a little, but it's slowly becoming just the same as it was before. So maybe he needs to shorten that step up again. Just not very effective at the plate this year for Willy Adames. He has been leaving a lot to be desired for what the Giants went out and bought him for in the offseason. And I do think he'll come around eventually. It's just a matter of time. I think a guy like that is too good to just stay down the entire season. But it is the back half of May at this point, and he's still sputtering. So it's more than just a slow start. I think he is a guy who typically starts a little bit slower, but he really needs to start heating up at the dish if the Giants are going to continue to contend. He also had another error in the field today, throwing error that went into the Royals dugout, allowed the runner to take an extra base. Just gotta shore up some of those things if you're Willy Adames. He made some nice plays in the field yesterday, but reverted right back to what he's been doing. All the bad stuff we've seen from him so far this season, all of it came to a head today. I feel like it was all on display. And after he had a pretty good game last night, I mean, he had that triple and made 2 great tags at second base on Pat Bailey throws. And today, couldn't handle one of the Pat Bailey throws down to second base, throws one into the dugout. It just was an off day, both at the dish and in the field for Willy Adames. But where I think this game really got away from the Giants was in that top of the 4th inning, which brings me to today's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And the turning point in this one came at the top of the 4th inning when after the Royals already got a run in because Lamont Wade Jr. error put the leadoff runner on, and a Bobby Witt Jr. Double drove him in. Royals were up 4-1, and then up comes Salvi Perez, the lone player from that 2014 World Series matchup, still on the Royals, and smacks a 2-run bomb up onto the top of the arcade over the bricks. The Royals take a 6-1 lead. And at that point, I just felt like, Logan Webb just looked out of sorts. It just looked like the Giants offense wasn't going to be as productive as they've been able to muster in these last couple games. And it just felt out of reach at that point. Even though the Giants have had 14 comeback wins this season, I didn't feel the vibes, man. I didn't feel the particles that they were going to be able to come back and compete in this one. It gave the Royals a 6-1 lead. And the Giants did scratch a couple runs across later in this game. The bottom of the 4th, Pat Bailey, his first home run of the season, a solo shot to center field, 102 miles an hour off the bat and 403 feet on a hanging slider that was right down the middle, trimmed the Royals lead to just 4 runs. But again, the Giants load up the bases, and with 2 outs and Wilmer Flores up, he hits a flare to center field, but it hung up there just long enough for the Royals center fielder to come in and make a nice sliding catch. Wilmer also was robbed of another hit later on in this game because of another diving catch that the Royals outfield made. So Wilmer just getting robbed today, left and right. And then after that fourth inning, Webb was done. They went to Spencer Bivens next, the shortest outing of the season for Webby. The 10 hits he gave up, the most hits he's given up in a single outing this season as well. So both of those things not very good. But as I said, only 3 of those 6 runs were earned runs for Logan Webb. So that ERA is still sitting at 2.67. And he really was doing an okay job at getting those ground balls. He just needed to get that sinker down in the zone a little bit more often. I mean, he was leaving it high. It didn't have too much sink today, it looked like. It looked like it was moving. It had some arm side run to it, but it did not sink as much as it normally does. So maybe just a little bit of mechanical issues for Webby today. I'm not really sure why that was happening, but he, for whatever reason, just couldn't get that sinker down in the zone, and that was a big deal in this one today. So I think that the Giants are going to be okay. They're still 8 games over 500. And it's a winning record at home. And if you can, on this homestand, and you played 2 teams against, you lost the 2 series against teams that are over 500. You would like to win those, but it's not the end of the world. You still end up 5-4 at home on this homestand. You go on the road next. First up is the Nationals, and hopefully, I mean, the Nationals seem to beat up on the Giants every year for whatever reason it is. The Nationals are always giving the Giants problems, even when they have bad teams. And this year, the Nationals aren't world beaters right now, but they're a little better than they've been in years past. So maybe a little bit of choppy waters ahead for the Giants on this road trip too. You gotta figure out a way to start winning some series though, because if this turns into losing 3 of the last 4 series, then you start to get into some muddy waters. But Giants were also able to scratch a pair of runs across in the 9th inning as Elliot Ramos smacked a 2-run bomb over that left field wall, his 9th home run of the season, just as Matt Chapman hit his 9th home run of the season today. And again, a hanging slider, a little low on the inner third of the plate. So the Giants doing a good job of crushing those hanging sliders. I guess they just needed a few more of them today to catch up to the Royals with their 8 runs. But ultimately, this one was just out of reach after Webb exited. Spencer Bivens did come in and give up a couple runs in that 5th inning, but ultimately Bivens was able to eat a few innings, give that rest of that bullpen a little bit of a break. You also saw Jordan Hicks and Eric Miller out of the pen today. They had 2 decent innings. Jordan Hicks didn't give up a run, neither did Eric Miller, but Giants drop this one 8-4. You can't win them all, but you would have liked to have this one. Got more to break down from this one. On the other side, we got to give out a player of the game and get into what you'll be talking about. Both of those things coming up next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. It comes with all sorts of surprising insights. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery. Now I budget smarter, do some meal prep, and save some more money. And it comes with all-in-one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan for long-term goals. And of course, it gives you the ease of being able to collaborate with your partner. Managing money with your partner is now smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without all the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. And today the Giants drop one 8-4 to the Royals. The offense not really there today. I mean, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. You strand 10 guys on base. And honestly, I think that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Giants have kind of fallen back into the 2024 Giants habits at the dish with runners in scoring position, which is not a very good thing. Coming into this one in the last 4 games, Giants batting just 197 with runners in scoring position. So dating back to that last game of the A's series, Just not very good. The Giants needed, or excuse me, last two games of that A's series, but the Giants just not capitalizing on these situations, even though they've been scoring some runs in these games. I mean, you had 4 runs today. Usually with Logan Webb on the mound, that's going to be enough, but it just was not today with the Royals just raking at the dish. I mean, 16 hits is hard to overcome, especially when you're giving them some free runners with a couple errors. And I mean, it's just tough if you're the Giants right now, trying to hit with runners in scoring position. You got to figure out a way to fix that problem. It's not a problem that has been going on the whole season, but it's a sign that this lineup is just inconsistent right now. And that's really what I think the key takeaway is that you have so much inconsistency throughout this batting order right now. Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, and others. I mean, I see the chat going crazy about Pat Bailey going back and forth. And hey, I mean, Bailey's not there for his offense. Let's be real. He's there because he has one of the best pop times in all of baseball, got a cannon for an arm, and can steal strikes like nobody's business. He's one of the best, if not the best, at all 3 of those things defensively as a catcher. And as a catcher, defense matters a lot more than offense. I mean, you're usually, your catcher is not going to be your best hitter on your team. Buster Posey is a unicorn, and not everybody can be that. It's unfortunate that Pat Bailey gets compared to him as much as he does, because nobody's going to be Buster, and that's an unfair expectation to place upon Pat Bailey. But I do really think that he had a little bit of something today. I mean, he was on base twice. He walked. He also hit his first home run of the year. Today is not the right day to drag Pat Bailey about his lack of offensive production. If you want to look for lack of offensive production, I mean, Willie Adames is right there, man. He went 0 for 5 with 2 Ks. Mike Yastrzemski also went 0 for 4. It just wasn't the Giants' day at the dish. And as I said, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position and leaving 10 guys on base is just not going to win you very many games in Major League Baseball. It's just how it goes. The Giants got to figure out how to come up with these hits in these situations. That's the key takeaway from today's game. Before we get on out of here, we got to get a player of the game in.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And the Locked On Player of the Game today, we got to give it to Elliot Ramos. There's no real other candidate, in my opinion, because this guy he's just been so locked in, man. He's just been hitting really well since like the end of April, start of May. He had 2 more hits today, including one that sailed over that left field fence for his 9th bomb of the season. It's nice that Elliot Ramos is doing what he's doing, but he's got to have some help from somewhere. It can't just be the Elliot Ramos show and have the Giants have hopes of making the playoffs. We saw what it was like last season when we had like a month and a half stretch of just the Elliot Ramos show and nobody else on the Giants wanting to contribute anything at the dish. The Giants, they were a little bit fun and entertaining at that point just because it was such a surprise to see Ramos pop the way that he did after we all kind of thought that maybe this set had been played out, but he finally clicked last season, and that gave the team some juice. We already know what Elliot Ramos can do coming into this year. So there's no extra added juice for him playing like this, other than like, it's nice to see, but this is a little bit what you expect from Ramos this season. If you're asking me, he's going to be a guy who goes through very hot streaks and some cold stretches as well. But he's the best hitter in this Giants order. Maybe Jung-Hoo Lee might be able to compete with him in that regard. But when you're accounting for power and extra base hits and things like that, I really do think that Ramos is probably the Giants' best hitter. He's got the best shot of ending that 30 home run drought that the Giants have had since Barry Bonds left the team. And today he gets our player of the game, even though he struck out twice. He still led the team in RBIs today and hits, the only Giant with multiple hits in today's game. It's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll be right back at it on Friday as the Giants take on the Nationals. Off day tomorrow, travel day for the Giants today. They should be getting on the bus and heading over to SFO right about now. So hopefully the Giants can get back in the win column in DC. Hopefully they can beat up on those pesky Nationals who seem to have their number for the last couple seasons. And let's go win a series, man. Let's go win a series. That's all the time we got today. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.